Okay. Hi everyone. Hi. Cornelius. It's been a long time we did this. It's been like a year. I think it's exactly a year and a few days. The 2023 general meeting was, I think, also in May, and it's a year. I mean, we met within the year. I think last year we met throughout, like from January to like June, right? Like past June because of the DSA speed track sessions and so on and so forth. So I'm Cornelius. I'm a graduate finally from Cornell University. I studied computer science. And yeah, I can see a bunch of people here. I don't know. I want us to do this very quickly and close very quickly. So anyone can just unmute themselves and be like, hey, I'm this, I'm this. We can start from Julian and then go on and on and Samuel and yeah, there's a bunch of things on my screen. So yeah, Julian, Samuel, and
Hi everyone. My name is Julian. I am not a graduate yet. Going to my final year computer science. I go to Yale University and yeah, good stuff.
good.
Hi everyone. My name is Samuel Donko. I'm a graduate from K University. It's good to be here. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Baba Dampari. I'm yet to be a graduate, University of Ghana.
Good stuff.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kelvin Soa. I'm also yet to be a graduate in University of Ghana. I'm in my final year. So,
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kelvin Asante from a graduate from KNUST Computer Science.
Hi everyone, my name is Jesse. I'm third year computer engineering student at Ken University. Nice meeting you all.
Hi
Hello
guys.
everyone.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Philippa, also a graduate from University of Ghana.
Hello everyone. I'm a computer engineering graduate from KNUST. My name is Catherine. Nice to meet you.
Hi everyone, my name is Justice. I'm a telecom engineering graduate from KNUST.
Yeah, I think some people still haven't. Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Fadla Idrisu. I'm a level 2 and a computer science student at Stake.
Hi everyone, my name is Kofi. I'm a student at Gustavus and I'm yet to graduate.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Pray. I'm graduate of Petroleum Engineering University of
my name is Nathan
Nigeria.
Texan. Graduates.
Yeah, Texan, he's done. You can go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Texan. I'm a graduate from Academic City Study Computer Engineering. Nice to meet you.
Hello, my name is Felix from the University of Ghana, studying computer engineering final year.
Nice.
Hi everyone, I am Emmanuel, a second year in UG, studying computer science.
Hi everyone, I'm Bernard, sophomore at Springfield College.
Nice.
Hi everyone, I'm David Jackson. I'm studying computer science in Lancaster University, and I'm in my first year. I'm in Gustav. Nice to be here, though.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yvette from MS State University studying computer science.
Nice. Okay, are we done? Someone's probably waiting for them to be the last person. Yeah, go for it.
Hello everyone, my name is Otis. I'm an electrical engineering major and CS minor at Lehigh University.
Oh, yeah, CS minor. Oh, I see. I thought CS was a major. Wow. Guy has minor CS. I see. Yeah. Okay. Everyone done?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'm Praise, Petroleum Engineering, University of Ibadan in Nigeria. Graduated.
Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, we can start then. Welcome our friend from Nigeria. And yeah, might be there go next year for the Christmas. Okay. So basically, everyone welcome. So this is basically Tech Elevate. some of us have been with us for a good number of time. Some of us are joining anew. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, we thank God everyone is here. So we're going to be very quick with this, right? We're not going to, when we met like last year, we probably mentioned about how Tech Elevate started and everything. But I think a good chunk of us already have this idea. So we're just going to, go straight. I actually have a document here. So let me just share the document and we just, jump through it. We just jump around it. And sorry, my code is not this. So my laptop is pretty slow now because I'm running so many things and it's a very base model, low model laptop. So actually we're in June. We ended up holding it in June. So yeah. So basically, I don't know if actually, you know what? I think it's in my head, but I guess people after we share this, let's just have this conversation. People can ask questions and stuff. So let me just, let's just do the screen share and just discuss it. So basically, this Tech Elevate, and basically what we try to do is to basically, make things work. So it was started with, with me and a couple of my friends. Some actually introduced themselves, and our whole main goal is to just, help people who are already trying, right? So that's like, if you're not trying, we can't help you. And how do we do this? So our initial goal was to, go for people who are into computer-related majors like computer science, computer engineering, electrical engineering. And then we tell you the opportunities that are available, which you can actually exploit. So this came about as a result of, we know our friends who are studying, let's say, computer science in KNUST and University of Ghana, and Academic City and other universities, and they finish school and they have nothing. They have like no jobs, like no startup working on, like nothing like that. So when some of us came here to the US and other countries, we saw that there are companies here in the US and other countries which actually employ students from Ghana. So our goal was, to help our friends who are down there in Ghana, in Nigeria, or any country, and then, help them secure these opportunities. So that was, one of our goals, to come back to Africa, help our friends who are in Africa, help, show them the roadmap to get these opportunities being offered by other countries, right? And the reason why we're doing this is this. It's not that we want to take people from Africa and take them to other countries, but another reason also is because, maybe, but that's not really the main goal. The other goal is this, that some of the, the companies are actually opening branches in other countries, right? Like Google has their AI in Ghana, Microsoft has in Nigeria, and so on and so forth. So we want to help, equip our people in Ghana, in Africa, at least with their skills, so that even when these companies open their branches there, they won't have to, employ people from outside Africa and bring them there to come and work. In other words, people have the skills to, to take on these jobs. So that was one goal. So now, focusing on that goal, I don't know if people have heard of the recent layoffs in some of the companies in the US here. For instance, Google laid off, even just last week, actually, they actually laid off again, a lot of their whole Flutter team and so on and so forth. Somebody, people really don't know the full story going on, but what's going on here in the US. Some of the companies are actually outsourcing their jobs. In other words, they are employing from places with lower cost, right? So for instance, South America, for instance, India, they're kind of outsourcing the jobs, because in the USA, if you employ an engineer, you probably pay them like 160K, right? Which is pretty expensive. That's 160K. You take it to India, you can pay like 3 or so engineers, right? So that is, one way where the tech industry is shifting to, that people haven't really noticed, is that many companies are actually, outsourcing their jobs to, to other countries where the cost of labor is relatively cheaper. So, we believe that helping build people up, at least in Africa, we position them in a place where even when jobs get outsourced to them, they can equally pick up, those jobs. So that is one thing. The other thing Tech Elevate also does is that we don't only work with people in Africa to help them secure jobs and everything. We also work with international students. In other words, people who have moved from Africa to, let's say, the United States. So that is something, I think that's kind of like, that's also very prominent. Like students at Cornell, students at, Julian is at Yale, many of the students we've actually worked with are actually here in the US. Like some of our students at some of our people work with Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they are actually here in the US. So Ghanaians who have come to the US to study too, we help them, and then they also get their good intentions and everything. So that's one thing we do. That is a job wise. We help you get a job. In simple terms, right? We help you get a job in simple terms, whether you're in Africa or whether you are already in the US, wherever you are. We explain how we do that, but let's go on to the next. The next thing also is grad school. So if you remember, those of you who were with us last year, we were really focused on the job part, right? Because we cared about money. We all needed money. But as some of us progress, we realize that life is not about money. I don't know how true that is, but The next thing we also shifting our focus onto is graduate school, right? To help people who want to further their education and go to grad school. So how are we doing this? So currently, it's something some people were asking questions on initially. So what we are doing now is actually, we are going to have we wanted to do it today, but I want today's session to be short. So what we've done is that the people who are going to present on our grad school, admissions and everything are actually going to have the presentation, God willing, next 2 weeks. We couldn't do next week because one has a funeral, one has an event he has to attend. So we're going to do it in next 2 weeks where they will come. There'll be a couple of people. It's actually they're actually here in the US, right? How from Ghana, and actually came from Ghana. They came from Ghana. No, actually, it wouldn't just be Ghana one. They actually be a blend, but at least one came from Ghana, KNUST, to grad school here in the US. We have someone who came straight into the master's program and then the PhD program and everything. Then they will show you how the whole process was, right? How the transcripts, how recommendations, how everything's work. But at a very high level, I would say if you're still in university and you have the chance to do research, this is something I also mentioned last year. Have the chance to do research with a professor, please grab it. Oh, I'm talking too fast. So sorry. Let's try again. Yeah. So if you're currently in school and you have the chance to do research with a professor, teaching assistant, or anything, I would say grab it wholeheartedly. Our panelists for the grad school, thing will actually present on these things even more in 2 weeks. So the next thing also, so 1, job search. Number 2, grad school. Number 3 thing we also try to work on is to sponsor people. What do I mean? If you think you have an idea, right? If you think you have like this very good idea, this very solid idea, as we mentioned, it doesn't even have to be tech, right? It doesn't have to be tech. We have this idea which you think is really good, which you think, is going to work, is going to lift off if you get some extra help. The help could be maybe funding, the help could be maybe, networking, the help could be maybe something like that. Just hit us up and let us know. So that is the main 3 things we try to focus on, right? We help you get a job. We're going to help grad schools, and we're also going to help, sponsor. If you think, you have this cool project, it could be a Ghana project, it could be, maybe I think I have this secret ingredient. If I open this bakery, it is going to work. We're going to lift up. Cornelius are going to double their money in 2 months. Just hit me up and let me know. So that's the second thing. And let's take our job search. How are we going to do that job search thing? So those of us who have dealt with us for some time and I've even tried applying to companies know that these companies have a way of recruiting, right? Like you have to submit your resume, you have to go through the coding interview, you have to go through an online assessment, then you go through a coding interview, then you go through this and that and that. I have a document that contains what I'm saying. After that, I'll show it to you. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just looking at the Zoom tiles with your faces. But then there is an online assessment, then there are interviews and so on and so forth. So this is basically the standard, right? So what we're going to do is that we're going to help you kind of navigate this whole path, right? We're going to do things differently than we did it last year. So this year, this is how we're going to do it. So 1, we are still going to review your resumes. We're actually creating a platform. It is not completed yet. It is something we have been working on it for months now, but school was so tight on some of us. So we couldn't finish, but we are actually creating a platform, which we call TE platform, that has, so now, sorry, let me turn off this China phone. So we are creating this platform where we are going to use to coordinate most of the things we do. If you need a resume, if you need a resume review, you're going to request on this platform. Referrals, you're going to have a list of all the companies we can refer to, because now by God's grace, we have many people working at many companies and different companies. So all you have to do now is just open that website, just click the company you want, just choose refer. I could show you right now, except I'm going to have to start my Docker. I'm going to have to start a couple of things. And it's going to, wait, give me a second, maybe I can. And it's going to, it's going to take time. It's going to make my machine also run pretty slow the moment I try to do this. But just know it after we host it, I'll actually send you the link. But they're going to basically coordinate everything on this platform. So we are going to review resumes once again, like very efficiently. And some of us have graduated now, so we have, I won't say more time, but things should be faster now. And we have a couple of extra people on board to also help with it. And we're going to review the resume. And now, instead of just doing it asynchronously, what we're going to do a bit differently now is when we review it asynchronously, we're going to book a slot with you. Because we realize some of you, we review your resume and it takes weeks for you to even resolve the comments, right? And sometimes we need some input from you. So 15 minutes and be like, hey, what were you trying to do here? To make things flow very smoothly. Then we all do it, online, synchronously, and get everything done. So that's the change to our resume review process. We post the link, and then everybody, you just request them, you just schedule the meeting with them and get it done in time. We're going to move very fast this year. And the second change is this. The second change is that now we actually have a It's also on our platform, which our version 1 will actually mainly contain this, where we have a created list of resources, which we think you should study. And then when somebody joins Tech Elevate, we tell you something that you should know at least one programming language. We suggest Python, but if you know, let's say Java very well, it is fine. So whichever programming language you know, please try to know it well. We start the journey today. In fact, we started yesterday. So please, if you don't know any programming language, please pick up one very well now. Again, we suggest Python. Python is going to save your life a ton. You know, there's one guy, I don't know if he's still here. Is he here? Is he here? Wait, are you here? Someone is like, who? Is Isaac here? Could Isaac join? He probably couldn't. He's probably in the air by now. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me see this guy. Okay. Yeah, Isaac. Yeah, Isaac. He couldn't. Yeah, he's relocating to the UK. I don't know if he's got there yet. Yeah, he has his internship with Barclays.
Yeah.
So
You couldn't make it.
Yeah, he couldn't make it. Yeah. So yeah, Isaac just DM'd me like last week. He's like, hey, he's been using Java, right? And he's good with Java. He's written the Java for some time now, but it's like he wants to pick up Python now. Python is going to save your life, to be honest. You get many of the things provided for you. Collections module, life saving. Is going to save you a lot. Java indeed has collection interface you can just drop things from, but Python, you know, the code is clean, it's simple. So I'd say definitely pick up Python. If you know Java, if you know C++, picking Python is easy peasy, right? You can literally do it in 1 week. So right. So yeah, so definitely so this how is going to be. This how the learning page looks like. I really wish I could pull this up. I can't just yet. I have a dummy thing here, but I don't think it's going to. I will send the link. I'll send something. On meeting next week, I'll probably have this up and running. But right now, if I start it, our meeting is going to be slow and so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll have a list of all the resources we have, and then of hand, you know, intentionally having to pick the resources, right? We're like, okay, so you go to the page looks like this. You go to the data structures and algorithms page. We have, let's say, stacks. Then we have like, let's say, 2 videos on stacks, which we think are really good, or maybe 1 video on stacks, which we think it's a must watch. You watch that, then maybe there's a book chapter on it. You read that, then we are done with stacks, right? Then we go to queues. We have the same thing. It's intentionally handpicked, like 2 or 3 resources which you think once you go through these things, you should be good. Then after that, we have the practice problems. We're actually going to use neetcode.io. So a bunch of you are very familiar with neetcode now. Can you show my screen quickly? Because we used it last year and some of you have also been practicing. So if you go to the practice portion, so you know, he's bumped it. This guy is making money now, right? He literally quit his job at Google because he realized that there's money in content creation. You create YouTube videos for people to watch. They watch, they pay you. And if you can watch good videos and record yourself to let me know, so that when you make money, I will be there. Yeah. So we come to the data structures portion, and then sorry. Oh, right. It probably has to be sorted. Let's go for, okay. Sorry, I have so many things on my screen. Give me a second. Okay. So, right. So when, let's say we do stacks. So if you do the stacks, you go through the 2 or 3 resources we suggest, right? So what you're going to do now is instead of doing our DSA speed track, you're not going to do that. We're going to, you know, have a schedule where like this week we're doing stacks, right? So all the question I'm going to solve is going to be stacks, just like we did last year, right? And when we meet that weekend, we're just going to go through some of these problems which we think are really good to know, right? So like if we did this question, if we did, let's say, stacks for a week, a question I would say we should probably do is maybe asteroid collision. I think it's a very interesting problem. Daily temperature is, and I actually got this question in my meta interview 2022, simplified path. I think this one where it's like you have a like a Linux file path and simplify it .. / something like that. I'm pretty sure I had this question. There were 2 questions the guy gave me. Yes, this was one of them. I actually had this question when I did my meta interview in 2022 for software engineering internship. But yeah, so we're definitely going to, you know, just give a number of questions, and then so learning the topics is at your own pace. That one is you can learn it every time, but every week we're going to focus mainly on problem solving. Because this is one thing we realized last week, that people, if you ask them what's the stack, they can tell you what the stack is. What is the queue? You can tell what the queue is. What's the time? They can tell you, but they can't solve questions on it, right? And I think that's pretty bad, right? It's few interviews where they will ask you the theoretical concepts. I did an Amazon interview. What year is this? 2024. So I did it in 2023, 2022, I think. And the interviewer, literally, he was like, he was a very cool guy. We talked and he's like, okay, what's your favorite data structure? And I'm like, the priority queue. It's like, oh, priority queue, why? Let me just discuss it, right? There was no coding and I got the offer. Very few interviews is going to be like this, right? Where you just talk about the data structure, what you know is applications, but majority of them, you're going to code things out, right? You're literally going to write code. So we're really going to focus on writing code and solving the problems this year. So I'll send you another note. We're meeting, God willing, next week. We'll go over these things again. We'll probably have the schedule and everything drawn out by then. But just know this year, we're going to really solve questions. So please make time to really solve questions, right? Every week, we're going to be like, we're taking stats this week, right? We do all the easies. We're all going to use neetcode.io, right? So we can be like maybe the first 10 questions. When we meet that weekend, we're probably going to go to 3 or 4. Or if you had any challenging one, you suggest that and we go through that. But we're not going to meet and teach a data structure from scratch unless there's high demand. That's for our weekly sessions for this year, our speed track sessions. The next, anyone has any questions on that? Oh, feel free to ask a question or send something to the chat, if any. Okay, the next thing also is this. I almost forgot to mention this. I know some of you don't even have a resume. That is understandable. I won't say it's fine, but it's understandable. And so what we're going to do for that is we're going to open a portal to basically speak with those people earlier ahead of time, right? Because they're going to need the resume to pass through to the next round, right? Yeah. The next thing also is projects. So even if you don't have a resume right now, you can start building projects, right? Because the projects basically populate your resume. Those of you already have your resume in good shape, you know how resumes look like, standard. So let me just pull something to just show you. Right, so this is a resume this is a template we suggest. I probably have to add a few touches, but this is a template we suggest. So if you don't have a resume, that's fine. Just go to this and then just click File and then click Make a Copy. We share this link on the workspace. We'll share it again, then make a copy, right? Then just populate it with your information. It's fine if after you're done populating, it's like half filled. The resume should be 1 page since you're applying for a job. If it's fine if it's half filled, that's fine. What you're going to do is this. You're going to populate it with projects. There's a lot of projects. Last year we talked so much about how you can build projects. It's not that hard, right? It's not the hardest thing. You can just go to YouTube. And just be like, let's say I know for my HTML, CSS, projects, and just choose any good one. Let's assume you know HTML, you know CSS, you don't know JavaScript. By building this project, you get to pick up JavaScript, right? Now, for those who are fancy and who have some experience with Java, I have a new project for you. It is so cool. We're going to build a distributed system. Forget distributed, but I'll show you what I mean. That is, if you know Java and yeah, if you just know Java, I think it should still work. Okay, so if you go here to this website, the GitHub link is DS Labs. But who knows what a distributed system is? Maybe you have some idea, but that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, no, it's not put at a disadvantage. Absolutely not. So like whatever project you want to build will not put you at a disadvantage. So personally, like me, I have more experience with systems, like building writing code like distributed systems, web development, databases, and maybe anything that is not so killer. But I did some iOS developments 2022 Christmas, but I'm not the best at it. But there are still people around who definitely can help. And we have a ton of courses. If you remember last year, we bought courses on Udemy and so many things that if you want to just learn iOS development, Android development, web development, whether you want to learn Flask, React, all these things, we have the resources for them. All you have to do is just ask in the Slack workspace, hey, I want to learn this thing. Do you have material I can use? We have. Even if you don't, we will buy it for you to use. Good. So if you want to try something different, you can literally come to this one and just build one, right? Just build a client-server model. Now, if you have a project like this on your resume, it's a huge plus. Trust me. Like if you you go to an interview, then they tell you, so can you tell me about any project you're working on? Oh, so I actually built a client server model distributed system where the client speaks. It is so fancy. See, those of you who want to build a distributed system project, just DM me. We'll talk about this later, just not to bore the others. But yeah, that's how you're going to build a project. Now let's come to the experience. So the projects, let's go to YouTube, it can be some calls. People are like, see, just build the thing, follow the tutorial, write the code after them. When you're done, since you understand the project, tweak it, change the background, change the colors, add sound, add these things, right? If you have time, I could actually show you my, my resume. When I started, it's develops over time. Sorry, my machine is very slow right now. Probably, sorry, this probably take 2 years. Yeah, right. So this was my resume. When I was in second year, right? This is a, actually, why don't we just open it? So this was like some snake game, right? No, I'm saying this, it feels a bit like repetitive because I've said this in like last year, but I generally remember like there's still some new people here. So I basically, it's a very cool game, right? It's so cool. So when I was saying I used to play snake game. Okay, I'm having too much fun. Okay. Wait, please let me die first. Okay, I'm dead. Right. So, oh, sorry, I also fit it now. What is it? Right, good. Back to business. So right. So that was just a simple game. I actually literally just followed the YouTube tutorial. Mine is nicer than the person's own though. Then, just build a thing. Then I just modified it, added sound, added background and everything. Then mine became so cool, right? And that was this project. This one is just some project we did in school, in class. Then I just twisted the code. Then when I was done, I just recorded it and I put it on YouTube. So whoever reviews my resume can have a look if they want, right? Just some silly project. And trust me, this project will only work. It will only work for, let me show you something. This project will only work for this input. Like what we did in class wasn't that cool. It's just a little tweak, right? And if you try the code and it's different, it's going to break, right? And this is just one website I built for my friends in KNUST, but that's basically it. And trust me, so it looks so simple, right? And this was literally like a one-night thing, just follow some YouTube tutorial because my resume was empty, so I just put this in there, right? And this resume did a lot of good things by God's grace. There were like good companies, good offers, and so on and so forth. So if you don't have projects, please, that's literally no excuse. If you don't know HTML, pick up HTML. If you don't know CSS, pick up some CSS. If you don't know some JavaScript, follow some tutorial and cover some JavaScript, right? And just follow it. Just sit down one night, no Jamal, some Friday nights, and just get this done. Just build this. Now, the other part is the experience part. If you have work experience, that is fine. If you don't, currently, so there were a few startups we used to work with, used to refer people to, but right now things are a bit tight because some of them are slightly misbehaving, but we still can do something. See, if you have like absolutely no work experience, like zero, right? But you're good at a programming language and a few technologies, just send me a DM and we see what we can do, right? Tech Elevate is actually a registered nonprofit in the US, so you probably can pull a few strings. So yeah, and if you have, so this was my first, my first resume. If you have been a teaching assistant, if you have been, just put it on, and it did fine, right? This resume did fine. Over time, it's going to graduate. The resume is going to graduate, and it's probably going to be better. But that's that for that. And so that's for the projects and the resume building. Please get the projects in shape, right? Like definitely build projects. This you have no excuse, right? This DM me, even if you want projects, just DM us and work on that. Your skill section and so on and so forth. We are almost done, almost done. So let's see what we haven't talked about yet. All right, the next thing also is this. The next thing is we are creating this, this connections profile where we are going to, there's a good number of people, especially over the summer, who are working, whom we know are working, like at Google, at eBay, at Microsoft, and there's a bunch of them at Microsoft. I don't know what they're doing there. There's Amazon and everything. We're going to create this. It's also going to be on our platform where you see the people working there and you can just message them, right? They're going both full-timers and employees, or people who have even worked there previously. Like Julian has interned at Google already. And he abandoned them for a better company, Microsoft. So you can be like, hey, how was this experience and everything? So they're basically going to do that where you can see all these people, just message them, be like, hey, how was this? How was that? How was that? Right? Or be like, hey, I'm doing here. Can you do this and this and this for me, right? We're going to have that connections thing also on the platform, so you can basically see them and then just connect with them. The other thing also is because there are a good number of Ghanaians/Africans who are out here doing cool stuff, right? They want people to know them and can hit them out for referrals and everything. I don't know if Cyril, could even tell you, actually, like Cyril's Apple offer. Oh, people probably know. Wait, Cyril? Wait, is Cyril here? Is Faith here? I think. All right. They probably know you have the Apple offer by now, right? Yeah. It helps sometimes you're able to get a contact, like to maybe a recruiter or someone be like, hey, hi, hello, this, I'm this and that. And yeah. So even from Ghana, right? And then, that's something we're also working on doing, like the people outside there. Last thing I also uncovered is a good number of companies in the US now also, take people actually straight from Africa to this place. Like Microsoft, I was actually speaking with someone today who was people were actually sponsored directly from Africa straight to the US. The US has the trickiest immigration policy in the world I have seen. It is so tricky. But with a job, it's fairly better. So that is also one thing we are working on. Any questions? I tried to rush through this as quickly as I could. Oh, for the grad school. No, the grad school is not just for the US schools, actually. The grad school session we'll have in 2 weeks, the grad school we're actually considering in EU/UK, because UK decided to not be in EU, and then Canada, and then the US. But I'm going to be fair with you. This is a thing. US PhDs, if you're very lucky, you're going to get very fully funded. PhDs in general, you're going to get very fully funded, right? And it helps you most likely get a PhD offer if, as I said, if there's a research ongoing in your school, please email your professor. Just like say, can I join this research lab? You don't have to do any killer thing, right? See, even if it's not in your school, just maybe some group somewhere doing some research, like Ghana NLP, all those, just join a research lab. Well, if you already have research, it's possible the schools will just admit you for their grad school program, right? And if it's grad school, they even give you like 45K yearly stipend, right? Like $45,000 plus full scholarship and everything. So definitely that. And we also consider the UK. The thing with UK is this. Some countries, in Europe, some countries in Europe actually have free education, like Germany at some levels, right? But a good chunk, especially those in the UK, actually expect international students to pay good amount, like 20,000 pounds for masters, right? Unless you have a very good profile. For some schools like Nottingham, and Oxford and Cambridge will actually give you very good aid. But a good chunk of the others try to get you to pay something. But it's a span across. And there's also Canada. Some Canadian schools are good. Some will give you partial funding. Some will also ask you to pay, but see, because people can pay, especially folks coming from Asia. In Africa, I know a good number of Nigerians actually who end up going to Canada. Because the thing with Canada is this: if you're able to stay in Canada for about 4 years, about 4 years, you actually get a residency, right? And you're good. You don't shoot anyone. 4 or 5 years can get residency. Within like 6 years, you can actually get your passport or so. And then once you get Canadian citizenship or whatever, why do I sound like I'm asking people to leave Africa? No, I'm not asking you to leave Africa. I'm just telling you something. But see, we talk about these things in 2 weeks. But basically, we wouldn't do just the US or anything like that. So that's the plan now. We're going to help you with your job search. But as we said, we help people who are trying. If you're not trying, we can't help you. And number 2, we're going to help the grad school thing. So definitely keep that in mind. Number 3, if you have an idea what you think is really good, just test up and let us know. And we showed you how we are going to do this year's thing. We're going to release the resources which have been handpicked, which we think are good. The weekly problem solving. So like this week we're doing stacks. Next week we're doing stacks again. Following we're doing queues and everything. Jobs applications will mainly open ending of August. Actually mid-August, especially for the financial institutions. Some even open starting of August. So we start applying. This year also going full force, even to some US companies. That should do. And UK ones too. Yeah. And if you have very special skills like C++ skills too. Yeah, Jesse, ask a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so mine is 2 questions. So mine is with respect to the grad school. You talked about the fact that it's not going to be US-based schools.
Yeah.
That is great. So I just want to know for master's and research days, is it that you have to get some research experience? And if yes, in Ghana, I'll talk for where I'm coming from. Here in Kenya University, I tried reaching out to some of the labs that we have in my department.
Yeah.
it's mostly
Yeah, your line is broken,
even for
but I think I got
undergrad
you.
and undergrad students. So in this case, do you have to look around to find AI labs like Darlington's lab, Minoels?
So this is the thing. So folks in the US, right? No, so the main thing with research is this: if you're thinking of getting a PhD, right, we highly suggest you get into research now. You can jump from bachelor's degree straight to PhD. You don't need to go to master's. If you started the grad school thing, right, and just jump straight. But to jump straight, we need to know that you know what you're going in for. In other words, you know research, right? You've done research before. Let me show you a friend here who's at Cornell, Samuel. Samuel, let me show you his profile. So this is Samuel, this guy. Yeah, he actually came just like, I think Samuel came like last year. So Samuel actually was at KNUST. He did engineering, right? Samuel was like, I think he's doing chemical at Cornell. So he did his bachelor's at KNUST. Very, very simple guy. Then he came to Cornell, straight PhD, fully funded and everything, right? Now, if you look at his experience, so his bachelor's, right, like undergrad straight to PhD, and then he did research assistant here. Now, trust me, the schools in the US know that Ghana, we are not creating the next big thing, right? Like in quotes, right? So you don't expect you to do some breaking, like, see, it doesn't matter how the lab is and everything. If you get to work with the professor, fine, just grab it. If it's some grad students, you can work it. It doesn't even have to professors. Let's go to the PhD grad students. When they badge into the chemical, we'll be like, hey, what are you working on? Can I maybe do this and this? See, that is just it. You just do it and you just join it. If you look at Samuel's experience, okay, there's a teaching assistant here, there's a research assistant here. And I even know some people for their national service, you have the option of working in a lab, right? My brother actually did that. Like a national service, you can actually do it in a lab, right? So, and lab doesn't mean like lab. Like lab can be like, we're this group researching into, now everybody's like they're into AI and ML, and this group researching into this, right? Or it can be this or that, right? So, they know you're not doing the next big thing here, so they're definitely able to, understand, right? So if it's a non-profit organization out there and you can join them, fine. If it's your professor or some grad students, fine. That is if you want to do bachelor's straight to a PhD. If you want to do a master's program, master's doesn't really require you to have done research. It will help, but if you have, there's no problem. There are usually like 3 types of masters. We have MS, we have MA, we have ME, taken of the engineering side. MS for some schools is fully funded. Like at Cornell, it won't come to like my school, it's fully funded MS, but it's super competitive. They take like 8 to 12 students every year. Trust me, it's super competitive. ME, I can't afford. ME is like 34K every year. Is this semester even a year? I don't even know. But yeah, so the thing with this, we talk more about this like in 2 years, but I'll definitely say if you can get a research thing, definitely grab it. And Samuel is not the only one. There's actually, I think just last year, actually, about 2 or 3 Ghanaians who actually jumped to Cornell from undergrad, right? And the other alternative too is this. We'll discuss it next year. Even if you can get the master's even in Ghana, right? And just let's assume you've graduated, right? And you don't have the research thing yet or anything, or you don't even have a teaching assistant or anything like that. You can just do a 1 year or something or like that in Ghana, get the research and the teaching assistantship done, right? Then now your profile is strong. Just apply for a PhD outside. PhDs are fully funded in most cases. And the cool thing about PhDs is this: if you do a PhD in like 4 to 6 years in most countries, you end up having residency. Because if your PhD is like 4 to 6 years in Canada, you can actually apply for residency after then, right? In the US, you can actually self-petition for your own green card. I'm not asking you to leave Ghana or Africa. Definitely you can go back, like, yeah. But I'm just telling you, the pros and cons and everything. There's more to it in terms of workload and everything. I'm just giving you like the visa and the travel logistics. But yeah, so that's it. So see, there's Materials Innovation Hub. I have no idea where this is, but he says it's in Kumasi, Ashanti. I have no idea. I'm from Kumasi, but I don't even know that, right? So there's probably, a few, organizations around and stuff, which you can probably just sniff around and just, just pull some few strings there. Sounds good.
Yeah. And
yeah.
the
Also,
last question has to do.
Also, the other thing is, I'll get back to you again. Also, last week we talked about how you can only do, for most companies, you can only be eligible for internships if you have student status, right? So this is one thing I usually tell people. Let's assume you don't think, like last year, new grad recruiting was pretty rough, right? Like even those people from in Ghana, about 50%, Like the ratio of people who got internship to new graduates was like 1:2, those leaving Ghana for their internship and full-time jobs, right? And this is because one, some companies don't employ new grads straight away, some do. And yeah, so usually one way to cheat the system is to enroll in some graduate degree. That's what many of the Asians actually do here, actually, like the Indians and the Chinese. They school in other countries, then they travel to Canada, usually, maybe sometimes the US, to do masters, because right then they become students, right? Then they can apply for internships, they get internships, then they become full-timers. So if you can, let's say, enroll in some, maybe University of Ghana or something, right? But like some just 1 year, immediately you enroll, you have a student status, right? You have already grinded your lead code, you have your resume in shape. So when you apply for internships, your profile is strong. When they give you internship interviews, you just kill it and you're done, right? That is something people also do. So it's like, these are all things, you can just work around it, right? Just to get a student status. Enroll in some, 1 year, get your student status, apply for internships, get your internship, get your return offer, you become a full-time, and you're done. Yep, just go for your next question.
Yes, my next question has to do with the next recruiting cycle. I realized
we're closing in like 5 minutes. So unless people have more questions, you can text your question to the group. We have people who are answering. We also pick up and answer. So you close the next 5 to 10 minutes. But Jesse, ask your question. Go ahead.
Yes, I'll make it clear. So for next recruiting cycle, I realized from last recruiting cycle that the companies I applied to in the US, they either reject me automatically or they tell me that your immigration issues. So in this case, do you apply to only companies that are resided in the EU countries? So
no,
because getting
yeah, so some companies in the US don't do straight away relocation, but some do. Microsoft does. Some companies do, some don't. That's why even last year, when we particular on the US, today I was speaking with somebody who was, I don't know, some of you know MongoDB, right? Very cool company, very cool database system. So they actually took the person to Canada, and then from Canada, they moved the person to the US, right? And Microsoft can actually do straight. I've shown you some chats from a group, but for privacy reasons, I'm not going to. But some companies actually do straight away. Oh, and we also talked about remote work. So we have a lot of research to do this summer. Hopefully, we're able to. Some of the people we work with are very busy also doing their work, their internships, but we want to see. But just some people take straight away from Ghana to the US, but it's very few, very, very few, like absolutely very few, because US immigration, as I said, is very tight. There's also remote work. Actually, I know at least 2 people who are doing remote work. They work with US companies and they're in Ghana. One guy, Charles, actually worked with Casper. Last time he told me his salary was like $78,000 a year or so, but he's in Ghana. Ghana, making that money, I'm like, bro. Yeah. And there's another person I know who also makes a few dollars every month. Also he's in Ghana. But it's a bit hard to find some of these companies. And sometimes they usually sometimes smaller companies like startups and other companies, and they require specialized skills. Like Charles, the guy I mentioned, is an expert software engineer in Ruby. He writes Ruby on Rails. Like some of you know Ruby, right? Like Ruby on Rails. He's that good at it. And so Ruby became a senior thing, like 2013, 2014 thing, and he really picked it up so well. And I think Casper, their infra, they actually use Ruby. So they just employed him and stuff, and he's doing good stuff, chopping big money in Ghana. Yeah. So there's that. There's that too. I don't know how much work we can put into remote work, finding them this year. Maybe we can, but if we get more people, more hands on deck to help us with our research, definitely. And if anybody else will find some information, please do well to share. We are hoping to roll out our platform, which will have much of our data, jobs posting and everything, referrals and everything, very soon, like very, very soon. But at least we will roll out the version 1, which contains the learning materials this week. I want people to start learning if you haven't. If you don't know a programming language, once again, please pick up one. Be very good at it, preferably Python. And we roll out the DSC thing. Oh, blockchain. Ha. See, now when I see people saying blockchain, I'm like, yeah, I was going to say something. Right, so blockchain, forget my distributed systems. But so the thing with this is this. So blockchain is actually a very tricky thing. So I know blockchain from distributed systems. So blockchain is simply like we have blocks like a ledger, then like they all chain together. Then we're like, which one should we execute? Yep, distributed system level. Blockchain apps, it's like building apps. You mean like from the crypto world, right? And like Web3 stuff, right? Personally, I don't have much experience with that. What I know on blockchain is strictly distributed systems, like systems at a systems level. But the normal one where like cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency, or and Web3, those things. Personally, I don't have much experience with that. So I don't know many people with. I know some of this. There were many startups with that in like 2019, but most of them have collapsed, to be honest. Especially with AI boom, most of them have even pivoted to AI now. Everybody's like they just add .ai to their startup names. So personally, I don't have experience with that. Most startups have switched to AI thing now, and so on and so forth. So if it's urgent, you can shoot us a message. But personally, I don't really have much on that. And yeah. Yeah, so that's just about that. Good question. AWS, yeah. So for cloud stuff, we do. Cloud stuff, we can help with it. So currently I actually work on Microsoft's cloud, Azure. By the way, choose Azure over AWS, by the way, so that the company makes money and I can make money. But yeah, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon OCI, direct Amazon OCI, Oracle OCI. Those things definitely we can help with. We're currently working on even getting credits. I know students have credits, right, for cloud services for Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Oracle OCI. Definitely, yeah. For cloud stuff, we can definitely help with this. Yeah, some of us should have some good experience with the cloud. Yep. So yeah. So anyone has any questions? Also concluding, we will share the resources to the group. The materials we'll be using also, we are meeting, God willing, next week. Don't worry, the announcements will come. I know that our group has been quiet this year because school was after some people's lives, including me. But we will share any announcements there, and then and yeah, the turnout today was good. But in case you started learning something also and you just want a few pointers, I almost forgot, we do mock interviews. When you have an interview coming, I feel like everybody knows this by now. Like if you have an interview coming, shoot us a message, we're going to mock interview you days and days and days. And even when I'm sleepy, we're still going to do it. And help you get the job and everything. And when you also get, please try to also, extend it forward, help others also. That's the whole thing. It's like blockchain, right? Your block is filled, it's chain, help the next person. That's probably should be blockchain. But yeah, help others when they also need it. And yeah, we should be good. So next announcements come go next week. Go next 2 weeks. We're having the grad school session. Come learn. Even if you're not in final year, please come. Can invite your friends. We have very good people who will be presenting. One of them is actually Prince, very smart guy. He actually taught me also when I was in Ghana. Who was the valedictorian math at KNUST. Some of you probably know him. Also at Apex, like he's a very smart guy, very, very smart guy. Prince. There'll also be other people. I have a question. Do you want people who are not in CS/math/engineering to also come for the grad school session? Maybe someone like maybe Sami, who is like, let's say in chemical engineering. Is that something people will be interested in? Or if you want to keep it strictly to tech-related engineering? Oh, business. Okay. Okay, right. All right. Okay, I will take note of that, and then we will see. Okay, sure, for sure, definitely. It shouldn't be hard to do that. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us a message. I know I have a few ignored messages. I've not ignored you. It's because some of the things I knew would be addressed in today's meeting, and some also because I will address soon. Yeah. Right. So that's all we had today. Wait, anyone has anything? Samuel, Julian, do you have anything to add? Anyone has a question? Oh, IT. See, here, IT, software engineering, IT, computer science, they're like the same thing, right? Unless you're talking of like the networks, like support system, but here, like IT, all those things are like basically like the same thing, right? And the thing we say also is that we don't even care about the major you did in school, right? You can do math, and that's software engineering in turn. You can do right? So it doesn't really matter, right? Unless you're talking about like some other IT thing, maybe we're talking about maybe like network engineer. Maybe you're talking about like, how do you even call them? Like the more hardware, the more hard stuff, right? Or even if you're into hardware engineering too, we can help. We have people who are doing hardware, who are in hardware now. Yeah. Oh, DevOps. Yeah. That's a very cool thing. See, DevOps used to, see if I continue talking, I'm not finished today. DevOps, used to like this very, this very hyped thing, a couple of years ago. But now companies have realized it's a bit, they used to have, separate roles for DevOps, right? Like the developer and like, let's say, what's the other name? I've even forgotten. But now some companies actually make the software engineers DevOps, right? Like you develop it and you also maintain it, right? So definitely. So I think it's all about your tool sets, right? Like those, you probably need to know Docker, you need to know some Kubernetes, you need to know some CLI stuff, you need to still pick up programming language and everything. So I'll still say, let's get the fundamentals done. When you get into the company, right, ops operations, when you get into the company, you can definitely pivot to the team you want, right? Like somebody will be like cybersecurity. Sometimes you probably won't see a cybersecurity job, right? But you apply to a company and you get put in a cybersecurity role, right? Like it's pretty generic out here. So I'll say do the fundamental thing. Then once you get into the company, you can be put on a different team. You can apply to transfer to a team that really, resonates with you. But at the start, it's a bit risky to really, to narrow yourself down. The thing about certification is this. When you start, nobody really cares about certification when you start out, right? That's the truth. I don't have many people I know don't even have any certification or anything like that, right? It's more, substantial to, you have a skill section, you say you say you claim Azure, right? Then in some projects, you tell us how you containerize your app you deployed on Azure. That is very substantial. You're proving that you know this and you have actually applied it to something, right? But certificate becomes a thing maybe when you've not taken the coursework in school, or you don't even have the major you did in school was not CS or engineering related. Then maybe you learned this extra thing outside. Other than that, it really doesn't matter much, right? And can you do grad school? Can you job search in grad school? Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. Yeah, you can. I'll say definitely try the grad school session. As you're applying to jobs, and the jobs open like God willing ending of August and stuff. But we are going to prep for it over the summer. Definitely, you can do your grad school thing by the side. If you get a good grad school which you think you can go to, definitely shoot for it. And the thing on grad school too is this: those have been fighting with your professors. If you are one of them, please, it's time to make amends with them because they're definitely going to need a recommendation. So probably give them some egg to pacify them. But yeah, also some schools even allow you to take a recommendation from somebody you've worked under. So maybe if you worked at some company, your manager or mentor can actually write you a recommendation. That is also there. So if you've fought with every professor in KNUST, that's fine. Get them find somebody who can let the person write for you. But yeah, so that's it for Golden today. Thank you everyone for coming. If you think we jumped over, I skipped over a lot of things because people here have heard those things over and over and over. Good number of people. Shoot us a message. Our Slack is open. Discussions, random, anything, just shoot us a message there. We'll resume our weekly sessions too. Go over mainly problem solving, mock interviewing, and random stuff, review resumes, and everything should be in place. Yeah, we still have one-on-one sessions and everything. Right, last thing. If you have an internship right now, as we are speaking right now, as we are doing an internship right now, please do it well. Put in effort. Do the thing well. You worked hard together. Do not downplay it. Do your best. Do it very well. And still have the next recruiting cycle in mind, right? Like nobody knows the future. The company working out may collapse. Well, mine won't collapse, but don't know of yours. But definitely do it well. And you may want to jump. You may want to go to a different company. You may want to, anything can happen, right? I like to have the future in mind. And I also want you to keep your skills sharp, right? So still practice, still keep things, when you close from work, 5 p.m., 10 p.m., try to do some valid parentheses, right? To keep because some of you are not even using Python anymore over this summer. So still try to, you're probably using C#. Still try to brush over that. And yeah, you should be good. All links, yes, all links will be sent. If I don't send it in time, just ping me or send it to any of the groups and just be like, something, and we should get back to you in time. All right, thanks for coming. You're 2 minutes over time, but God bless everyone. Thank you for coming. Shoot us a message if needed. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.